Alright, so after over 20 hours of traveling, we are definitely not in Canada anymore. Welcome to Nepal. So what are we actually going to do in Nepal? This is my first time here, Mackenzie's third time. It'd be nice to do a summit, but a trek would also be very good. I think we're dialed in to do the Nar Phu trek to begin with here. Just trying to finalize the process of getting a guide to do it. So then once we get down from the Nar Phu, we could carry on with the Annapurna circuit. Perhaps add in a side quest to Talicho Lake if we have time. You could possibly go over that way too.
If you want to do things yourself independently, you kind of have to stick with either the Everest region or the Annapurna region. Maybe we'll be able to sneak in some little tiny summits. When I say tiny, they're still like 5,000 meters, but like
still massive
compared to the beasts around them. They're tiny. Oh, okay, it's not that bad.
म माग्न आओ भनिदिन्छु बुढो त बाल छैन उसलाई जिते मन्त्री भइदिन्छ त्यही बस्दिन्छ त्यही आइदिन्छ नजिते आफ्नो फेरि काम गर्नु गयो
So day one of our journey here is just getting to the starting point of the Nar Phu trek in Coto. We just did a 6-hour leg and a high ace. About 20 of us jammed in there on a super bumpy road, and the road is supposed to get even worse from here on out. My butt hurts, but I can't complain. The guy ahead of me was sitting on a plastic bucket the whole time, but let's go. This is fine, I'm good, man. After another 3 hours of grueling, bumpy roads, we made it to Coto for the night, and the following day is where we set off on foot for the Nar Phu trek. So this is our guide, Nishant, for the next week. It's keeping us alive, showing us the way. So this is what it looks like as of March 2026. Seems like there's lots of recent development and construction projects out here, just rapidly developing. We're about 8 kilometers up this valley now. You can still see signs of like recent road development on the other side, but basically on footpath from here on out.
This is mandatory for us. धन्यवाद.
I think it's funny if they say, oh, you want more? And you go, just a little bit. And then they just give you so much.
So we've covered a little more than half the distance required for today. Just crossed over 3,000 meters elevation. But I realize we're just getting started. I haven't seen nothing yet, but I'm already blown away. Kind of love it here. Like these cliffs loom 1.5 kilometers above us. We have to look up even higher to see the mountain peaks. I can't believe it. Can't help but admire the trail building quality and infrastructure. You wonder how those materials got up here. At first I looked at that and I was like, dang, impressive mountain peak. But that's actually nothing. It's just a pimple on a ridgeline that goes up 3 vertical kilometers above us. Can't even see the top. Day 1 summary. Day 1 impressions.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What else can you say?
Here we are in Meta. That's as far as we're going today. See if we can get a hotel and some food.
छोरा उता 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 हजुर हजुर
We didn't order Ali to get in.
People sitting down.
It's still really early in the trekking season, so it's pretty quiet at the lodging. Our guide was saying, like right now, there might be 5 people on a trail, but peak season there could be 50. But the Nar Phu is still like under the radar compared to the Annapurna, which has become very popular.
ए कारमा होटल ओ माथि छ
माथिपट्टि छ
Somehow from Kiang, the trail became even more impressive as it was carved out of sheer cliff walls. No guardrails here.
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home.
I've never seen trail like this before in my life. Probably never will ever again. Only in Nepal. What the heck? So we met another traveler in the last settlement who said she's been to Nepal 7 times, did the Annapurna trek 20 years ago, and she refuses to do it now. It's just become too busy, too developed. And the Nar Phu is kind of what the Annapurna used to be, so this one might become more busy as time goes on. But this might be less attractive to some because once you get to Phu, you have to backtrack all the way back out of here. But I did notice a little curious dotted line on the map that loops back towards Meta, so maybe I can convince the guide to go that way, but we'll see. For me personally, I have no problem with backtracking through that. Easily the most spectacular piece of trail work I've ever seen in my life. This whole trek has just been treating my eyeballs to a spectacular journey. It's like ancient ruins of a castle on top of that. You can see how all this has been tiled for farming. A lot of history here.
Yeah, you're here for the election?
Yeah, we are here for election.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow election, big day. Yeah.
So we're taking a stroll through the village of Phu this morning. Someone last night was saying that humans have been in this area for well over 2,000 years. One would think Legend of Zelda took a lot of inspiration from a place like this. Today was supposed to be a rest day, but Nishant has 3 different viewpoints that he wants us to climb up to. A Nepali rest day, I guess. Last night, dinner did not agree with my stomach. My stomach was churning all night long, the dry heaves, got 0 sleep. I just wanted to lay in bed all day, but you can't say no to a hike when you're in a place like this. So now we're just casually walking to the top of a mountain, which is higher than Mount Whitney. This will be my highest summit ever. We have some views of some gigantic 7,000 meter mountains over there. It's Himlung and Namjung. I think that one over there is Kangaroo. This is a perfect hike to acclimatize us for the future. We have a 5,000 meter mountain pass coming up. But yeah, we'll just head back down to the lodging there and have some dinner. See if I can stomach some food. My stomach is pretty queasy. We both feel like we kind of have a cold going on too. But yeah, great little outing here. And we'll see you tomorrow. So we're leaving Phu behind this morning, headed down towards Nar Phu. Kind of have to backtrack the way we came. Like I said earlier, there is an alternate way to get there, but it involves going over the mountains with like 2,500 meters of elevation gain, so we decided not to do that. But yeah, I've had a headache the last couple days, wondering if we've just climbed up here too quick, so looking forward to losing some elevation and see if that helps. I'm not sure I like this bridge. Wow. That is a scary bridge. So we've been walking all day long, just retracing our steps, and now we just took a turn off to Nar Phu onto some new territory here. Not too much further to go today.
Your pillow also hard as a rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made of wood.
Yep.
Should I do a vlog?
Yeah, tell us what we're doing today.
Okay. So, good morning everyone. And the time right now is 8:27 and we are heading towards Nar from Nar Phu. We stayed Nar Phu and the height was 3,600 meter where we stayed last night. And from here, from Nar Phu to Nar, it will take around 3.5 hours. And it is quite uphill. And I'm sure that we will do our best.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Yes. I can't talk while walking, okay? So, see you after some time.
Another perfect bluebird day here in Nepal. They're saying that this kind of weather at the beginning of March is unusual. It should be colder, like freezing temperatures and snow everywhere. We got Pisang Peak over there, 6,000 meter. But yeah, I didn't want to admit the elevation was affecting me in Phu, but I felt a whole lot better sleeping down there in Nar Phu last night. So I'm a bit worried about climbing up higher than Phu today to sleep in Nar, but hopefully I'm better acclimatized at this point. We've learned at these tea houses that if you ask for breakfast or dinner at a certain time, don't count on it. They just operate on Nepali time out here. Your meal will be ready when it's done. Also, I wish I would have brought some packets of the Starbucks instant coffee, because the instant coffee that you get out here, not very good. They more so specialize in tea. Had some pretty good ginger honey tea along the route. I tried the Tibetan tea once, which was basically a cup of melted butter just loaded with salt. Once was enough on that one. Well, it looks like we made it to today's destination of Nar pretty quickly. It's only 10:30. Our guide was saying that tomorrow will be a rest day spent here, but honestly, today kind of feels like a rest day, so we'll see if we can push on them to keep motoring up over Kangla past tomorrow. The village of Nar sits at 4,200 meters and people have lived there for around 1,000 years. They rely on sheep and yak herding and also cultivating high altitude crops like barley and buckwheat. Alright, so this morning we're having a 4 a.m. start to go up to 5,306 meters at Kangla Pass. The elevation is really hitting this morning. Have to go a bit slower, concentrate on breathing, keep an eye on my heart rate. My flatland, Ontario, Canada genetics were never meant for this. We're now at 5,000 meters, 306 left to go. Kangla Pass within sight. Just one more push. Dang, they got some big country out here. Holy. One last shot of foresty forest suffering. I'm happy, but I'm too out of breath to talk.
Congratulations and celebrations. We have successfully reached 5,320 meters.
So yesterday afternoon we got down to Nagala, decided to crash there for the night, and that marks the end of the Nar Phu trek, and now we are continuing along the Annapurna towards Manang, about 2 to 3 hours away. Manang is supposed to be one of the more developed towns along the Annapurna, so hoping to do some laundry, have a shower there, and then we have a few different ideas, but I think we're going to continue along the Annapurna route. But there's some snow in the forecast and also a 5,000 meter mountain pass ahead of us that we don't want to do in a snowstorm, so we're still trying to figure out how that is going to work.
Good morning. So I think this is day 7 of the trek now. We just stayed in Nagalwal, had a nice rest after a long day yesterday. Today marks our first day back on the Annapurna circuit. It's a bit of a culture shock almost after being on the Nar Phu for 7 days, where there are way less people and more basic facilities. We're definitely, we took advantage of being on the Annapurna circuit though. This morning we had our first cup of real coffee. That was nice, and I think we're going to enjoy a hot shower later today. This is my 3rd time being on the Annapurna circuit. I'm lucky I can say I've done it a couple times already. Definitely each time I come back, there's a lot of changes. There's always more development. It's been about 8 years since the last time I did it, and you can definitely tell there's a difference. I guess it's a bit of a trade-off. On one hand, it's a little less quiet and natural than it once was, but on the other hand, you get to enjoy some real espresso and a nice warm bed and shower. So yeah, it's just different really is all, and we're looking forward to continuing on our way, hopefully get over the pass before the snow hits. Yeah, stay tuned. Wow.
Picture of that. Looks good. Yeah. Decided to spend the big bucks here on the luxury hotel room. 5,000 rupees, about $45 Canadian to get this one. And look at this, we got a toilet and a hot shower. Excited for that. And also, oh, if you look close here, we have the official Apple door handles. Can't live without that. Check out this view.
I'm sending a video to my parents.
Pretty amazing.
Namaste to every followers of Simon and the new viewers around the world. Please do subscribe him, okay?
Alright, we're all cleaned up and caffeinated, saying goodbye to the bustling city of Manang. We also said our goodbyes to our guide Nishant, because you don't need a guide on the Annapurna circuit. But yeah, Annapurna, let's go. I also want to give a kudos to Nishant for being a great guide and super friendly. If you find yourself in Nepal and needing a guide, I highly recommend looking him up. Mackenzie says that's the end of the road, so we'll be on trails until we get up over Thorung Pass. But it wasn't too painful, the road walk. Definitely a lot busier over here though. Also, I've been keeping an eye on the weather forecast, and it seems like the snow is dissipating, so as of right now, I think we're just gonna try to give her over the pass. Alright, so today's destination, Thorung Fedi, is in sight unless Mackenzie wants to go further up to the high camp. But we haven't seen anyone on the trail since we got past Yatkarka. I think most people go Manang and stop in Yatkarka for the sake of acclimatizing, but we're good to go. So we just kept hiking, and I mean, it's been nice and quiet, very scenic. Really enjoyed today. We're back to the basics here tonight. No luxury heated mattress or hot shower. We can't really complain because it's free. Because we're buying dinner and breakfast here. The room comes included. So we had to do another early 4 a.m. start to tackle Thorung Law, but there was also another side quest mission that we wanted to tag on to that. Decided to do a little side trip off Thorung Law to get a summit this morning. Might be treated to a sunrise in the Himalayas from up here. Oh, we did it. We got ourselves another little summit there at the cost of losing my external wind blocking mic. Just popped off my camera, rolled down the mountain. Goodbye. But yeah, I can't spend a whole lot of time looking for it because we got to get back down and then get over Thorung Law Pass. Yeah, I was really struggling on Kangla Pass, 5,300 meters. It didn't help that I had a cold. I still have a cold, but I feel much, much better acclimatized at this point. Like Mackenzie, she seemed to acclimatize twice as fast as me up in Phu. I was awake for 2 nights straight with a pounding headache. She was fine. Yeah, I feel like I could probably handle a 6,000 or 7,000 meter summit at some point in the future. So we've checked off all our goals for today. We just have a long walk down to the town of Mukhtinath now, where we'll spend the night. On this whole trip, all the hotels that we've stayed in have been pretty nice and cozy, nice beds, with the exception of last night. It was a little grimy, a little run down. My mattress was like a packed out crater. I didn't sleep very good. So we're leaning towards indulging ourselves once again in a nicer place. Mackenzie showed me a picture of this one with a fireplace in the room, and I am a sucker for a fireplace. So here's what 5,000 rupees will get you in Mukhtinath. Check this out. We actually have a heater in our room for the first time ever in Nepal. We have heat in our room, a shower, toilet. There's a balcony out there, a decent view. I'm upset we didn't get the room with the wood stove last night, but they wanted way too much money for what it was, so I shall enjoy a wood stove in my Tiger build once I get one installed. We're on day 10 of the trip now. I feel like we've reached the climax of what I wanted to show on video. The Nar Phu trek was incredible. The trail infrastructure out there just blew me away. I've never seen anything like that before. Probably never see anything like that ever again. And even though there are people around, it felt really remote, like you're far out there in wilderness. And like those old 1,000-year-old villages way up in the mountains were fascinating. It was also really quiet. We only saw 3 other tourists the entire time while on that trip. And then the very small portion of the Annapurna that I'm showing is what appeals to me the most, like the high mountain pass done at a time when it's not very busy. We saw maybe 20 to 30 people coming over Thorung yesterday. Apparently during peak season there's 500 people coming over that pass every single day, which sounds crazy. But Mackenzie tells me that the trail ahead of us is still very beautiful, but I think I'm going to enjoy it off camera from here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this trip as much as I have, and thanks to Mackenzie for doing the planning and getting us out here, help showing us the way. And we're kind of in talks already about coming back next year, hopefully do a 6,000 or 7,000 meter peak. So excited for that, excited to come back. Such a big and beautiful country here, love it. But thanks for watching, hope everyone is doing good. We'll see you in the next one. So for a variety of reasons, we decided to stop walking in Jomsom. Then we took a bus to Pokhara and Chitwan, then eventually back to Kathmandu to catch a plane to Canada. So before I start putting stuff away, let's go over what I brought for this trip, starting with my boots. Mackenzie and I both brought warm, waterproof boots, and we both were not happy with that decision. We expected it to be colder temperatures overall and more snow on the ground. Meanwhile, it was quite warm the whole time and mostly in dry conditions. I brought these heavy-duty leather Scarpas, way too much boot for the job. My feet were hot and sweaty most of the time, so yeah, we both wished that we would have brought something more lightweight and breathable. Just a bag of toiletries, electronics, and things. We had a couple early starts there for the high mountain passes, so it's necessary to bring a good headlamp. I brought a battery bank, never needed to use it. All those lodges had basic off-the-grid electricity, so you could charge up your phone, camera, whatever you needed to with one of these travel chargers. And just like toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, that kind of thing in here. One thing that we wish we would have brought, Tylenol, cold medication. Mackenzie and I were both sick for a large portion of this trip, so would have been nice to have some medication. So we were pretty thankful that the Dutch woman gave us some up in Phu. The first opportunity to actually buy it was when we finished the Nar Phu in Manang there. This is all I brought for a water bottle, and it was more than enough. There are lots of places to fill up along the trail, and we used the water purifying tablets so that we could drink the water. Then down puffy, wore this on a daily basis, especially like at the end of the day when you're sitting in the lodges and it's cold. I brought a hard shell jacket, never needed to use this once, it was in my pack the whole time. And then like all those lodges along the Nar Phu and also on the Annapurna, like most of them don't have electricity, so they don't have washing machine, dryer, that kind of stuff, so you never know when they actually wash the sheets. So I thought it'd be a good idea to bring my own sleeping bag. This is a -10 Celsius bag. Didn't really need something this heavy duty. I mean, if you just had like a lightweight sleeping bag liner, that'd be enough. Then also a pillowcase to throw over the pillow. And then I just have a bunch of clothing in the bottom of here. I don't really need to dig through and show you all that. But yeah, pretty minimal. Like, I didn't really need to bring all that much because you stay in lodges every night and all the cooking is done for you. So, just the basics. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know and I'll try my best to answer them. And I will see you in the next video.